Hello, thank you for clicking on this video. This might be a bit of a different video from me that you're used to, and that is because I wanted to take it really chill. I have no scripts going right now. I don't really feel like writing any either. Sorry to anyone who has been waiting for that. But I thought maybe today I want to just look at OnlyOneOf's discography and tell you what I think about it. I'll try to keep it brief because if I don't, we're going to sit here for 4 hours. I really love OnlyOneOf. I think my channel has shown that, and I hope people don't take this the wrong way because I put a lot of my time into this group. I've listened to a lot of their music, and for every song I might not love as much, there are at least 10 songs I do love so dearly that they could be their entire discography and I would be happy, and I would think that is enough. But without further ado, this is a tier maker, but I adjusted the categories to ones that I felt represented my feelings about it more. So first up, we have peak gongsams. That is just the peak of the peak. Perfect songs. I wouldn't change anything about them. They are my favorite. I think they deserve to be on billboards. They need Grammys, all that jazz. Then right below that, there is My Beloved. And these are songs that I genuinely love, but just don't have, that extra oomph, that extra je ne sais quoi. Like, they're good, and they don't have to be any more than they are, but I wouldn't put them next to, like, the best of the best. Then below that, we have two similar categories, so I put them in the same color. So we have She's Cute. And these are songs that I have no issues with. They are songs that are just cute. They are there. They are fun to listen to. Then 50-50 is like when I'm really in the right mood for this song, I love it. Otherwise, it's just kind of there. I don't really have strong opinions about it. Then we have Nine Staring GIF. And these are songs that I might have more issues with. Maybe there's something about the production I don't like. Maybe there's something in the vocals I don't like. So these are songs where I can kind of like objectively understand why a lot of people maybe like it. These are the songs that are really kind of there where I'm like, okay, this beefed up the discography, but it's not for me, and that's okay. Next we have Jail. And Jail is both a bit of a joke category and a bit of a serious category. These are songs where I just kind of don't understand why they were made. If you like them, that is perfectly fine. But I'm just kind of like, I think their entire discography could do without. Then Egg to the Bald Man's Face. These are songs where I'm just kind of like, that was evil from the company. Like, I feel like by the time we get there, we'll understand what it means. But let's start. I put everything in order. First up, Time Leap. Time Leap, when this came out, I vividly remember I had nothing with it. I just thought it was cute, but like, I listened to Savannah on the same day, within the same hour, within the same 10 minutes, and I was like, this is better. This is so much better. But Time Leap, I do think she has a place. I think she's cute. I like the lore of it. I'll put her in She's Cute. Only One of You, I will give the same. Only One of You is also She's Cute. She's a fine song. I do have an emotional attachment to it, but I don't go out of my way to listen to the song. If they play this at the concert, I'm like, yeah, we love you. We love Only One of You. That is the vibe. Blossom, Blossom, I did not like this song for a long time. I do have to preface here, I am the type, when it comes to music, it is very hard for me to like a song on first listen because I'm the type to see like all the issues I have with it first, and half the time those issues are things I just have to get used to because they were unexpected to me. So sometimes it just has to grow on me and then I end up loving the song. I'm just very picky on my first listen. That's why I don't do reactions, because I feel like if I ever did a reaction video on any song, I would listen to it, run my mouth, and then end up having to take it all back because a week later I like the song more. I have different opinions on it, whatever. Blossom, she will go into 50-50 territory now. I do like her, especially the choreography. I think the way they perform it is so cute, it's so fun. I will put her there. Savannah, peak gongsams. This is Thesis. I feel like I don't need to explain why. There's an entire video on my channel about why I love Savannah, why I think it's so good, what it means for them as a group. I think it is honestly the best boy group debut ever. And I don't say this lightly because I think, aside from the fact that it sounds good, I think the whole entire package was so well done. It was so sleek. It was so good. It was so current. It was so different from everything else that was releasing at the time. I love this song. I think it deserves all the flowers. Picasso, she is also straight going into peak gongsams. The reason why I actually stayed listening to Only One of Music, like Savannah was good, but when the album came out, and I remember listening to Picasso, and I wasn't too crazy about the rest of the album at the time, but Picasso was so good, I was like, I need to stand. So this is the reason why I actually went to look more into the members. This was the song that pulled me over the Only One of Lion Edge. So she will always be peak for me. I think they have definitely released better songs since, but I think the emotional attachment and just the fact that it was so good when it released and just the place it has in their narrative, their lore. If you dislike it, fine, whatever, but she deserves her place, I think, at the top. Fragile, My Beloved. I like Fragile a lot. This might be controversial because I feel like often people say Fragile is like the best song on the album, and I understand that way of thinking. But for me, I'm very sensitive to like auditory stuff. Fragile, sometimes she's a little too much for me if I'm not in the right headspace for it. So I can't put her in like, this is perfect. I can never dislike listening to this song because it took a while for it to grow on me. But I think it's so good. I love it so much. The vocal performance on it is so good. No notes. Time Machine. Time Machine is like, I'll put her in She's Cute. I have no issues with this song. I genuinely do not have any issues with this song. I think it's fine. I enjoy listening to it. Do I think about Lines on Goodness and then think, oh, I need to listen to Time Machine? Not really. Would I ever skip this song? Hell no. Sage, this sounds really bad. It's not that bad. Sage, I will put her in 50-50. And that is because from their title tracks, I think this is one of my least favorites. And that is not because there's anything wrong with the song. Because I think conceptually it is so good. I think the intention was this idea of desperation and putting that into music, and they did that. They completely hit it out of the park with adhering to the concept. But I think sonically for me, it was just a bit too, should I say brass? I don't know if that's the right word for it, but watch it in context of the music video, in context of like the choreo. I think she's really good. I think she deserves her flowers, she deserves her respect. So this really depends on the context for me. Desert, She's Cute. Actually, I will put her in my beloved. Desert is a song you could wake me up for. I really like this song. I have no other notes for it. Boss, peak. Boss is one of their peak songs. I wish they made more music like this. I think they could really, if they made one more song like this, I could die happy. If they even remastered it, I would be so happy. With love. I know that's not happening, but like if they did, there's one thing about Lines on Goodness, and that is the album is so good, but I think over time they just upgraded their mixing and like mastering so much that despite being like really good songs, they don't sound as good as say like an Instinct up until Things I Can't Say Love in like sound quality. But then in any case, she's still going into peak, and I think she could only be better if she had like a new master or a new mix. Heartbreak Terminal, I love Heartbreak Terminal. She's going to my beloved. She's not going into peak because I do think that this is a perfectly fine place for her. I remember listening to this song and I was so gagged by the little dance break, or not dance break, the instrumental break in the bridge. I thought that was so fun, so fresh. I think about it all the time. Whenever I hear it in a different song, I'm like, oh my god, this is so Heartbreak Terminal. Like, this is fun. Next up, Only One of Me. I am kind of thinking of putting her in between Peak and My Beloved. Because I remember when I listened to Only One of Me, and I was thinking, wow, the emotional like delivery on this is so good. And I really like the concept of it, basically the lyrics and everything mirroring like Only One of You, and the way it changes perspective. I thought it was so cool, it sounded so good. I think it's one of the most moody songs they have, and I think that is a good thing to have in your discography. So you know what, I will put it in Peak for me. Yeah, because I think Only One of Me is so good. It was so good that at the time I actually had a different ult. I liked another boy group more, and then their new album came out, and I was listening to their album, and there was a song that sounded nothing like Only One of Me, but it was the closest that it got to Only One of Me, and I was like, finally, a song that sounds like Only One of, and then I was like, maybe Only One of are my ult group now. Maybe I like their music more. So she's going there. Dora Maar, instant peak. I feel like I don't have to explain that. Again, there's a video on my channel about it. You can watch it. And I will put Dora Maar and Picasso together because I think they are tethered. You can't take them away from each other. Angel, My Beloved. This is one of those where on first listen, I liked 80% of it, and then I had to kind of grow to love the rest. And I did. I really did. It was so good. It was so nice. I loved it. Peak is for Designer. I feel, again, that I don't have to explain this. I think the only downside to this song was that when they were performing it, that the styling was really bad. Heartbreak Theater. So she's going straight to 9 Stare and Give. I understand why other people like it. I don't. Yeah, it was Cha-Cha Malone. I remember looking at this and thinking, oh my god, it was going to be so good, it's going to be so cunt, it's going to be so sensual. And then I listened to it and I was like, it's a song. Do I feel particularly inspired by it? No. Would I skip it? Probably, because there's songs I like more to listen to instead. I do really like the lyrics though. I think objectively it's a fine song. If other people like it more, I think it's good that they have it. I think other people deserve a song like this in Only One Of's discography. It's fine. A Song of Ice and Fire. She's going straight into My Beloved. I had half of mine to put her in peak, but I don't think so. I think A Song of Ice and Fire is exactly what needed to be done. I think it was so fun. I think it was so good when it came out. She has great longevity. I still enjoy that song tremendously. When I was watching it on tour, I think it was so good. Bloom, she's cute. Yeah, she's cute. I don't have strong opinions about her. I'm gonna put her in 50-50. I still think she's on par with, say, Time Machine, Only One of You, Time Leap, but this is a song where I need to be in the mood for it, I think, to fully enjoy it, and otherwise I kind of skip it, not because I think it's bad, but because I'm not in the mood for it. Off Angel is one of the few Only One of ballads I like, and that is because, and I'll put it in She's Cute, and that is because I love Mill's vocals on it. Daisy is going straight into She's Cute. Daisy is a song where I remember when it came out and I thought it was so cute. I thought it was so fun that Nine was able to like release his own little song. But she was really for the time, and I think Nine agrees as well. Like, it was a stepping stone into his growing process, and I still like the song, but would I listen to it over, say, Beyond or like his other, say, covers or stuff? Not necessarily. I think Daisy is good for what she was. Into You, the first OST on this list. I did not put the OSTs in for Maze because I didn't feel it was necessary. I'm sorry. But do know I think those songs are cute as well. I just didn't put them in here. Into You, she's cute. Again, I have no issue with this. Is it the first song I go for? No. Do I get mad if I listen to it? Also no. She's stable. Libido. Okay. Sonically, I would put her in My Beloved. When you take the whole package of it, and I'll give her that, I will put her in peak. I think to downplay Libido's impact on their career and their art and everything, it's just not done. You know, like, when I look at this peak lineup, I think, yeah, these are, like, songs that if you told me if you wanted to, like, get into Only One Of and you asked me for, like, these songs to listen to first to understand what they're about, I would obviously put this lineup in front of you. Instinct, peak. I'm sorry, I think this entire album is just gonna go into peak. Actually, I will put Tear of God in My Beloved, and I will explain why. Libido, I already explained it. Instinct, I think Instinct is so good. I think it's so fun. It's the only song like it they have in their discography. I remember listening to it for the first time, and I was like, oh my god, they leveled up, because it still sounded so Only One Of, even though the vibe was so different. I really love this song. I really wish they performed the choreo for it, but that is lost media. Bardo. I feel like I do not need to explain this because this is my favorite song by them. Absolutely my favorite song. It's never gonna change, I think. This is a song, I've streamed it so many times. I lived and breathed it for like weeks. It was the only song I listened to it on repeat. I don't know how I did that. I don't know. I don't think that was very healthy, but I love the song, so I'll keep it there. Tear of God, I'll put it in My Beloved. But I'll put it high up in My Beloved. Not that the order matters much. I think Tear of God is really good. It's so good, but I think compared to the other songs, I had a less, maybe, instant emotional connection with it, and that's why it's there. Still a good place. Night Flight, My Beloved. I think Night Flight is so fun. It's so good. So chill, relaxed. I'm really glad they made that song. Question Mark. So this is a hard one, because on one hand, Question Mark falls kind of into 50-50 category for me. However, when I'm really in the mood for it, like when I really want to listen to this song, it could easily go into My Beloved. So there's not really a middle ground for this, I think. Which means I'll just make a new category. Okay, so that's where Question Mark is gonna go. Koi, she's cute. This is not a song particularly for me, but it's nice, it's fine. I enjoy listening to it when I listen to it. Yeah. Night Night, so cute. I love Night Night, My Beloved. It's also, I guess, the emotional connection there is a bit stronger. It was the last song with Love we had after you left, so it was kind of like coming home after a few really rough days, even if it did not last. so I'll put it there. Mono, egg to the bald man's face. Now I feel like I need to explain this because quite honestly it's a fine song. I think it's really fun and cute that Nine wrote it. I respect that a lot. I do think that the entire context around its release just tainted it for me. Like the fact that they were rushed into it, that the company was behaving as they were doing, the way it was marketed as kind of like this closure song, even though we got no closure. Like it felt really icky to me, the way they just ignored concerns. So this is a song that I associate so much with bad times that I can't really put it higher, but I do want to preface that I think the song is fine. There's some stuff I don't love about it. There's stuff I do really like about it. I think if you like that song, that is perfectly normal. I think it makes a lot of sense. It's a fine song. But for me, it gives me like a really intense emotional response that is just not great because I just think about the way AD or like their CEO, just whomever was in charge of that entire debacle handled it. And I think that by the time that they are free from this company or like years down the line, I could grow to really like the song, but for now it's staying here. Melting Snowman is kind of the opposite. I think Melting Snowman is really cute. I think it was a good show of what they could do as Six. The timing was right, the context around it was right. If Mono had released alongside this or like a few months before around this time, I think I would like Mono a lot more. Or like if Mono was like a Track on Instinct Part 2, I think I would have had less qualms about it. So Melting Snowman is going here. I really like Melting Snowman. Next up is Japan Best Album. Japan Best Album, I don't know how to describe this album other than... Yeah, I'll add it to Egg to the Bald Man's Face. This is a song, well, it's not a song, it's an album, but it's an album of a bunch of songs that shouldn't exist. So they were, if you haven't listened to it, they were hybrid songs of like Korean, Japanese hybrid songs, and then it was kind of weird. They released it for like Japan promotions, but they didn't really promote in Japan until they actually did like release their Japanese albums, and even then they really didn't really perform these songs that much. It was really just an album to release music without love, with that, which I thought was really odd, and you could tell there was no care put into it. I mean, I think the guys were obviously trying their best in the studio recording it, but I remember when Nine said he hadn't heard it yet after it came out, and I was like, okay, so these were just some studio engineers remixing these songs, and you can tell because the mix is pretty awful. I think you can hear the clipping between like the audio recordings because they didn't re-record the Korean parts either. I think this is wasted energy. I think there was an opportunity to make a really fun compilation album, which I think they actually did very well later down the line, that they released because they wanted to beef up their discography. When I say they, I mean AD. Skins. I will put it in my beloved. I think Skins, as a song, it really grew on me. Suit Dance, also my beloved, above Skins. Let me put it like this, when Skins came out, I did think Skins wasn't very representative of the rest of the album, so when Suit Dance also came out and they promoted it, I think they struck a good balance. So I will put that in my beloved. And I thought it was really cute that this was the first song that they really performed on music shows that Nine had written lyrics for, and I thought it was really special. Sliding, she's cute. This might be controversial. I'm sorry if you love this song. I think it's a fine song. I think there was potential for more, but other than that, I think it's a great song. I love listening to it. I love the performance. Ultimate Bliss, peak. This is a peak OnlyOneOf song. I feel like, again, if you asked me to introduce you to OnlyOneOf and give you an idea of their music, what they're about, I would give you Ultimate Bliss, hands down, in this lineup. Suit Dance Japanese version. I think I feel the same way about it as Suit Dance. I think there's not much to dislike about it. I think it's fine. Seamless Mind, 9 stare and give. So I understand why people like it. It's really not for me. I'm glad it's there for the people it's for. Begin, peak. This is, again, a peak song to me. There's an entire video on my channel about it if you want to watch it. Picasso Art Pop Remix, 9 stare and give. So I think there were some really fun ideas in this remix. I can appreciate that they wanted to go back to some songs because obviously like Picasso was always, after Dormar came out, like talked about as this art pop song, but I think only around Dormar and later they really figured out what that art pop song sound was going to be. So I understand going back to like Picasso and then remixing it. to be more in line. I do think there's changes I really disliked. For example, I think Picasso's Rie's song, and they basically stripped all his lines from the remix. I think it sounded a bit unpolished, a bit rushed for my taste. I think people who like it, they are in their right to like it. It's just not for me. I think if they had done this remix, but then with like the original line distribution, obviously they had to change stuff around for Love, but like I think it would have been perfect, or at least really good. I would probably put it more into like She's Cute or My Beloved territory. Be Free, My Beloved. I don't think it's really peak, but I think it's really good. I love it a lot. I had a great time with it when it came out. Desert Art Pop remix is also going into My Beloved. This is one of the art pop remixes where I genuinely think they gave a totally different feel to the song. I felt like Desert, the original was really kind of like desert at nighttime, and then Desert Art Pop remix was more like being in a desert in the daytime. At the time I was listening to this, I was also literally in the desert, so that might inform that. I also thought the line distribution was really good. It was a lot more even across the members, and I liked that. Be Mine is also going into My Beloved. I think this is a fun song. Koi art pop remix, I will also put that in She's Cute. I do think this version of Koi is better than the original. I think they improved on it with the production, so I will give it that. Zuri Ona, I hope that's how you pronounce it, I'm so sorry. She's cute. I loved that basically Mill and Yoojung got the chorus, and I liked the song. I think it's a fun remake. Terrible Man. She's going into My Beloved. It's a very simple song. It's a very straightforward like pop song, production-wise, or composition-wise, I mean. But their vocal delivery on this, the vocal arrangement, the amount they do with filling the space, the harmonies, I think they elevate it beyond what it is so much that I love it a lot. Actually, I will not put it in My Beloved. I will put it in She's Cute. I think this song is really pleasant. I think it's really good. I think it shows you what OnlyOneOf can do with a very simple song. They can take a very simple song and elevate it just purely with the way they arrange their vocals on it, and I think that's really fun and really cool. Because we'll go into She's Cute. It's not my favorite solo of the bunch, but she's fine. I think I like her a lot. I have no issues with her. Fragile art pop remix is going into 50-50. I know a lot of people don't like the pause. I'm not really that bothered by it, but I wouldn't put it on the same level as Fragile. And Beat, she's going into 50-50. Beat is a song I really like when I'm in the mood for it. I also think is one of their more interesting industrial songs. I think it was fun that Mill could kind of go crazy on it. But aside from that, it's not really my taste for the most part. Bloom art pop remix, I think this song will go into She's Cute. I think this song is so much better than the original Bloom. Production-wise, I think they really improved on it. Beyond, sorry, that's going into peak for me. Again, I wrote an entire video about this. I love this song. The sound I really liked. It felt so Savannah Theater to me, and if Savannah is peak, Beyond is peak to me too. Byredo art pop remix, I really like this song. I will put it in My Beloved. In a perfect world, this would be in peak alongside the original if Love's vocals were on here. I think this arrangement is so good. Chrome Arts, My Beloved. Chrome Arts is so good. Again, this is one of those songs that usually I don't go for the sound, but I think it really works here. I think it's fun, and the choreo is really good. Libido Japanese version, I will put it in She's Cute. I think this was a really good remake. The changes they made, I thought it really made it feel like its own thing, and I appreciate that. I think that is something I can say for pretty much the entire Chrome Arts album. I genuinely think that it is the best album that they released in 2023. I really like the Japanese A&R team when they still did Japanese releases. Boss Japanese version, I will put it in My Beloved. I really like the original Boss, so that's peak, but I think Boss Japanese version is also really good. I liked how they processed the vocals on that song. I feel similar to it as I feel to like Byredo art pop remix, where like if Love was on there, I think it would be peak. I think it would be on par, but for now she stays in My Beloved. Doromar Japanese version, I think the Doromar Japanese version is really good. I think if you had Doromar and Doromar Japanese version, those are the only versions of Doromar you need. They are perfect. I really love the lyrics of this. They stayed so in tune with the original. The message was not lost in translation. I thought it was so nice. Chrome Hearts. So, 9 Staring GIF. I personally don't think we needed a Korean version or international version. I also don't really like it as much as the original. That's all I can say about it. If you like it, you like it. Soul Drift. Okay, maybe that's too much. I'm gonna come right out with it. I really don't like this song. I think this is a song that has good moments. I think in the second verse, the vocal arrangement is really good. I think the instrumental is really good. I also think the bridge is really nice. Outside of that, I think had a different group released this, I think they could have done it really well. And I think maybe their fans would have appreciated it more. Not to say that Lions don't appreciate the song. I'm sure there's a lot of people who do, but I'm not one of them necessarily. I think this is a song that I don't really understand why it's there necessarily. I'll put it in 9 staring gif. If this was a group that had more than one comeback a year, I think I would feel less negative about it, but they are not. So when this was kind of like the only thing we got for the rest of the year, I felt pretty sad about it. I think it could have been improved a lot if they had more time to create it. I don't think she stands on her own. I think, to me, a good OnlyOneOf song is one that obviously conceptually, I'm talking conceptually, is like compared to like a Sage instance where I don't really love the sound, but I think conceptually everything is really good. I think Soul Drift is the exact opposite of that, where I don't really love the sound, and on top of that, I felt like it kind of gave me nothing. I'm sure there's stuff in there, but to me, it felt like a very disappointing, say, closer to Underground Idol. But that's just me. So I will put her in 9 staring gif. This is for someone that is not me. Mirage, she's going straight into My Beloved. I love this song so much. Mirage is kind of like a Lines on Goodness song that has like the upgraded sound quality that I was talking about earlier. So I think Mirage would totally fit in that album, but I'm glad we got it here because I think it sounds so crisp, so good, so nice. I love it. Candy Bomb is going into 9 staring. And this is not because I dislike the song necessarily. I think the bridge is one of their best ever. I love the bridge of this song. I do have qualms about it. I think this song has potential that it doesn't reach for me. Blue Soul, put this in My Beloved. I know it's basically the Korean remake of Horrible Man. I like this one better. I like the lyrics better. I really like how they kind of took the feeling of drowning in tears and did like the vocal arrangement to make it sound like they were underwater, just harmonizing. It was so good. I really love it. Love the lyrics. I think Nine did a really good job on this. I think it really showed his penmanship. I think it's one of the few remakes where it's like genuinely better than the original. Nabi, I think, is going to go into peak. I think Nabi is 10 out of 10. It is a song I would not necessarily go for in any other context, but then within the context of this album, I think this was such a breath of fresh air. I think it was so nice. It was so pleasant. The intertextuality was so good, the way it related to other songs. This was like a master class into structural universe isms to me. I thought it was so nice. Dormar English version is going to jail. I don't like Villain. I don't like the lyrics. I think it was a waste to record it. I don't think it deserved the 100,000 the lyricist got for it. I think it should have been kept in the drafts. If you like it, that's for you. I don't understand why it's there. And I think they released a better remake of Dormar that year, and that was the Dormar Japanese version. Stay My Love. She's cute. I liked how Nine sounded on it. I think it was a really good song for him, but it's an OST, and I can't really give it more points for being an OST, so I'll put it there. Evergreen, 9 staring gif. So, not for me, but the people who like this, they like this. So, good for them. Love Me, same thing. I don't like the song. It's not for me, but I understand why people do like it, and I'm glad they have it. Things I Can't Say Love. I think this is a great intro. But it's an intro, so I'll put it in She's Cute. It was the first time we got an intro that was actually on the album and not, a hidden track. So I appreciate having it on streaming. I thought it was really fun. Nice. Gravity. I will put it in My Beloved. This song had to grow on me, but I think the more I listened to it, the more I just appreciated the lushness of the production. I really enjoyed when they performed it on tour. Yes. Oh, Peak. This is going into Peak OnlyOneOf. This is such a good song. And I'm not just saying this because this was a vaulted song. I think it is such a good reflection, lore-wise, into their storytelling. And on top of that, I do think the meta-narrative of that it kind of speaks about their career is so good. I love the intertextuality. It's quite a sad song. I'm really emotionally attached to this song. I think it deserves all the flowers it gets. So yeah. Next up, Give Me the Love. So I'll put it in my beloved. I think this is a fine song. It's a fun song. Again, you kind of can hear it's from like the earlier 2019 2020 era of the vault. Do not like the title. I think they could have just kept the name as Trigger, as the demo was called, or just kept it as Give Me the Love. I think the B word doesn't really add anything other than noise marketing. I don't think it should be had to be there. But other than that, it's a fine song, it's a fun song, it's a cute song. I like it. Dopamine is also going into my beloved. Definitely not their best title track, but it's really fun, it's really good. I think there was potential for more, but I like it for what it is. I'm really glad that they got to work with a new producer. I really like Hymax. Next up, Stay. She's cute. This is a song that's not really for me, but I wouldn't put it in Nine Staring GIF because I don't know, I think that there's an emotional hit it has that prevents me from putting it there. I think it's a fine song. It doesn't do anything crazy. It doesn't reinvent the wheel, but I guess it didn't have to. So I'll put it there. And that should be everything. I do listen to Melting Snowman every Christmas. I think I should put her in my beloved. I think she deserves that spot. And other than that, I think this is a pretty representative list of my OnlyOneOf discography ranking. If you agree or disagree, let me know. Obviously, respectfully, I would genuinely be very interesting to see where the disagreements are, because I think that makes for the most fun conversations. And maybe you'll give me a perspective I didn't have, or I gave you a perspective you didn't have. And I hope you have a nice rest of your day.